Okay, this should be live. I'm just gonna double. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna double check real quick just to make sure. Because if not, then that'll be really awkward. But okay, let me see. Looks like it is. Okay, right? Is this thing? I'm not sure. Okay, it's live. Anyways, yeah. Okay. So, anyways, sorry about that, guys. Hi. Welcome back to a new season of Music Talk Thursdays. I'm your host, Chloe. Um, it's good to be back. I miss doing this. Um, anyways, today's episode, gonna keep it pretty simple. Today's episode is honestly just gonna be about all the concerts that I've been to while I haven't been in here, obviously, but all the concerts I've been to, just like me talking about them. And like also just like what concerts are coming up in case any of you are interested in going. There's obviously a lot of concerts coming up, but like, just to name a couple. So yeah. Um let's get started. So, first concert I want to talk about is the Raul Alejandro concert that I went to May 21st. Um it was 2 out of 3 nights, I believe. I mean, it's 3 nights, I believe, but I went to the second night if I'm not mistaken. But I went on May 21st. It was at Barclays Center. All the shows were at Barclays Center. Um and it was for his album Cosa Nuestra. Um, Honestly, like the set list was so amazing for that concert. Like, he obviously he did obviously stuff from his new album. Or not his new album, his most recent album, because his new album is coming out next Friday. So, anyways, yeah, he did stuff from his most recent album. I mean, obviously. Um, and he did a lot of his like there was a segment of the concert where he did his older stuff, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh," because I've been a fan of him since about 2020. So, just hearing all his old music just brings back so many good memories for me. It's amazing. Um, yeah, and not to brag or anything, but he did say that my night was one of the best nights. So, not to brag, but I was in the building for that. So, yeah. Um, Also to mention, like I said, he's dropping a new album Friday. Um, Next Friday, sorry. Um, it's like a part 2 of this album that I just mentioned. Um, because he had did one of the lead singles, Carita Linda, on tour. Beautiful song. Like, if you haven't heard it, go hear it. It's such a beautiful song. And like you could tell because he's Puerto Rican and I'm Puerto Rican too, if you could tell by the shirt. But it's truly such a beautiful song. Like you could tell he really embraces and loves his culture so much. And seeing that song live was so emotional for me. It was amazing. But overall, that concert was the best. One of the best concerts I've ever been to. Um that man can perform. Oh my gosh. That man can perform. Like, if you get the chance to go see him live, go do that because he dances, he sings, he does it all. So yeah. Okay, next concert. I literally went to it 7 days after I saw him, which is kind of crazy, but it was Beyonce at MetLife Stadium, May 28th. Um there was a bunch of different shows. I don't even know what night I went to if I'm being so honest. Um I think it was like 5 nights that she was doing, and again, I do not know which night I went to, but I was there. I was in the building. It was for her Cowboy Carter album, which a lot of people were not a fan of, but others were like, "This is a good album." I'll be honest, that album had to grow onto me because at first I did not like it, but then when I gave it a second listen, I was like, "This is not that bad." Um, so yeah, her set list absolutely like, oh my gosh. Um, obviously, and this is gonna be like this for the rest of the concerts I talk about. But, she did stuff from Cowboy Carter. She actually did, like, a lot of stuff, like, you know how, like, when artists, they do a tour for a specific album, and when they're making the set list, like, they don't really put, like, all the songs from the album on the set list. That's kinda what she did, because I could have sworn, like, I heard every single song from that album. Um, but yeah, she did songs from Cowboy Carter. And she also, like, she did a lot of her old stuff, which I loved hearing because obviously, like, she was one of the few artists that I listened to a lot growing up. So hearing songs like Crazy in Love and Love on Top, that song was amazing live. But like hearing songs like those, it was so good. And that it I don't know if you know, but okay, whatever night it was I went to, like, whatever number it was, but on the May 28th show, um, it started raining, and it rained the whole concert, but it like, she did not delay the show or cancel it, um, she literally just kept going, and you know what? Good good for her because I could never do that if I was performing, especially because like, if you're gonna dance and stuff, I will be terrified if I slipped on stage. I would be terrified. Um, but yeah, the rain did not stop us. I definitely did get sick a few days after, but it was worth it. I think it was worth it. For the money I paid to, it was worth it. Um, but overall, concert was amazing. I've always wanted to see her live, and I didn't get to go to her Renaissance tour, which I really wanted to go to. So, but now I finally got to see her live, and I was in awe. Um, okay. Next concert before I take a little break. Um, sorry. The Weekend and Playboy Cardi. Now, this one was on June 5th at MetLife Stadium. Um, sorry, I'm like blanking out. um, this one was June 5th at MetLife Stadium. It was for his The Weekend's album Hurry Up Tomorrow. Now, here's the thing. On the ticket, it said it was a joint tour between The Weeknd and Playboy Cardi, but Playboy Cardi was just an opener. So I'm like, how is that really a joint tour? Because when I hear joint tour, I think of like when I went to see Drake and 21 Savage, for example. Like did half of his Drake did the first half of the concert. 21 Savage did the second half of his concert. And then Drake and 21 came out together and they did all their stuff. And that was the concert. But it wasn't like that for the weekend one. It was just Playboi Carti opened, and Mike Dean was also an opener, but, like, the main one, if I'm being honest, the main one that everyone was there for was Playboi Carti. Um, but yeah, he just opened, and then The Weeknd just did his show. I don't know. Either way, it was a good concert. Like, I really wanted to go to that one. But yeah, this was for his album, Hurry Up Tomorrow. If you are a Weeknd fan, you know that this tour was kinda considered, like, his his last tour as The Weeknd. Um, I don't here's my opinion with that. I feel like he's not like, because a lot of people on social media are asking the question of like, okay, is he gonna like after this tour, like, is he gonna stop making music? This, that, and the third. And here's what I think. I honestly think that he's gonna keep making music after this, but he's not gonna be under the name The Weeknd. I think he's just gonna go under his actual name, Abel Tesfaye. Um, I think it's just gonna be like that. I don't think he's gonna stop making music because if he was gonna stop making music, I feel like he would have said by now, like, "Hey guys, I'm retiring. I'm not making music anymore." And that's it. But I don't know. I'm not this man's manager. So, I don't know, but that's just my opinion. Um, yeah, like I said, Playboi Carti opened with and so did Mike Dean. Um, or like I don't really listen to Mike Dean. And Mike Dean like doesn't really sing anything, like at least from what I know. Um, he's more of like just a producer, so and like a DJ, I guess. I don't know. I could talk for Playboi Carti though. That opening was so good. I wanted to see Playboi Carti live. Like, when he had first announced his solo tour, like Playboi Carti, I wanted to go, but then I found that it got canceled, so then I couldn't go, and now Cardi is going back on tour. So, I don't know. Um, but yeah, his opening was so good. I and, like, the fact that I finally got to see him live in person, it was so good. His set was very hyped up. It was a lot of screaming, but it was so good. Um, yeah, and, Cardi did come back out when The Weeknd, like, came on stage because, they have Timeless and Rather Lie together, so, obviously, he came back out to do those 2 songs, and when I tell you I screamed when I heard Rather Lie, oh my gosh. I love that song so much. That's, like, my favorite song from Cardi's most recent album. So, getting to hear that song live, absolutely amazing. Um, and the Weekend set list, of course, so good. He actually did a lot of his old stuff, which I was really shocked about. But also then again, like, if this is his last tour as The Weekend, you would kind of expect that. But overall, it was great concert. Um, I would love to see The Weeknd again. If I could, I would go to his Latin America tour that he just announced because he has Anita as an opener, and I wanna see her so bad. Um, but yeah. Also, forgot to mention, he did House of Balloons, which I was not expecting because apparently, like, before I went to the concert, everyone was on, like, Instagram and TikTok was like, "Yeah, he took House of Balloons off the set list, like, it's not there anymore." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, now I'm not gonna hear this song live." But then when I went, he ended up doing the song towards the end of the concert. I was like, "Oh my gosh, everybody on TikTok and Instagram just lied to me. This man is doing that song." Whatever. Either way, great concert. Everybody should go see The Weeknd if they can. Um, okay, at the 15-minute mark, so quick little ad break, I guess you could say. If you're interested in hearing your voice heard, or interested in hosting a show here on WIUR, you can email Robbie or you can come to the station and we can help you get started. Um, and if you have an announcement for a club or an event you want to promote, again, email Robbie or you could DM us on Instagram at WIUR_Gales Radio with your post or announcement concept. And if you're interested in having an audio ad for WIUR or for WIUR Sports, DM us on Instagram with your concept, or you can contact one of our e-board members or you can come by the station. Um, Somebody will be there and they can help you and give you more information. So yeah, you should look into it. I think it will be really fun. Anyways, next concert, if there's any K-pop fans watching, the next 2 concerts are going to be K-pop related. So, yeah. This first one is Stray Kids, which I saw on June 19th at Citi Field. Now, here's my thing with Citi Field. I am genuinely traumatized by that stadium because when I saw ATEEZ there for the first time, it was pouring. And I genuinely thought that concert was going to get canceled. But it didn't. It got very postponed. Um, so all good. But like I'm traumatized from City Field ever since that day. And what are the odds that when I went to go see Stray Kids, it was pouring that same day? Mind you, the weather said it was going to be clear skies all day, but the minute I got there, the minute I got inside that stadium with my sister, it started pouring. And I think it's funny too because Stray Kids was like one of the first K-pop groups I've ever listened to. And like now ATEEZ is my main group. So the whole like circle of all that just happening is hilarious. Um, but this was for I don't really know which album this was for. Because on here I have that it says it was for their 8/Hop album thing, but I'm not really sure. I don't know. Either way, yeah. Like I said, there was a show delay because it started pouring, but it was I will say the delay was not as long as the first time I saw ATEEZ, which is really good. Um, yeah. Um, the show got delayed, I wanna say, like, an hour 30. It wasn't long, though, because the show was, I think, supposed to start at, like, 8 or 7, like, on the dot, because that's how all these K-pop concerts are. If the ticket says the show starts at 7, they mean that, like, it will start at 7 on the dot. So, I think that's when this show was supposed to start, but obviously because of the rain, they couldn't start it, so it got pushed back. Um, yeah, setlist was nice. I had to hear a lot of the songs that kind of first got me into K-pop, which was really cool. Um, yeah, I don't really oh, no yeah, that concert was just good. They know how to perform. They're great performers, actually. Um, and yeah, that was just a great concert. Next concert, again, another K-pop concert that I went to. ATEEZ. I saw them again, July 13th. What are the odds I saw them at Citi Field? Yeah. Yeah, I saw them at Citi Field July 13th, and that was even more traumatizing because of the last time I saw them. And I was just praying and hoping all day that it did not rain because if it did, I was going to be very annoyed. But it didn't. It was very clear skies that whole day, but I was also very hot that day. Um, anyways, this was for their Golden Hour Part 3 album. It was kind of for, like, a mix of both, like, the I guess you could say original version and their In Your Fantasy version. Um, yeah, um, like I said, there was no delay this time, which I was genuinely so happy about that because I just with everything that happened the last year, I was like, "I don't need to go through this again." Um, yeah. Um, Overall, their set list was so good. They had a live band this time, which I was, like, really praying and hoping for because their last tour, I don't think they had a live band, but it was good either way. Like, ATEEZ knows how to perform. I love that group so much. Um, but yeah, I don't think they had a live band the last time, but this time they did, and With me, like, I feel like live bands for concerts just make things, like, 10 times better, and their live band was so good. Like, everyone on that band, like, round of applause to you because they ate. Um, yeah, and also, like, that it was so funny too with this concert, this ATEEZ concert, because the day before, I went to a pop-up shop thing for their new album to go buy it, but the line was really long. Okay, this is a little sidetrack, but it's a funny story. Um, so yeah, I went to their pop-up store for their new album because I wanted to go buy it, and I was with my friends and stuff, whatever. The line was really long, we were standing there for, like, 2, 3 hours. By the time we got to the front and we got inside, there was no albums left, so we were like, "Oh, okay, so we just came here for no reason." But then they were telling us, like, "Oh," the staff was telling us, like, "Oh, stay inside, stay inside." And then I'm like, "What's the point of us staying inside if there's nothing to buy?" And then I see them, the staff, they're, like, starting to set up, like, tables and all that, and chairs, and they put 8 chairs. There's 8 members in the group if you don't know them. Um, so yeah, they start putting chairs and stuff, and me and my friends are like, "What is going on right now?" Long story short, ATs themselves ended up surprising us at the pop-up, and I just so happened to be standing in the front too with my friend. So, it was just it was really crazy that whole day. And then, like, after we got out and everything, I was just telling my friend, I was like, "This is just crazy because literally tomorrow we're going to see them, like, perform after just seeing them here." Like, it's insane. But yeah. And now the final concert. This is the one I have been waiting to talk about since I left and did my last episode here. Um, the Bad Bunny residency, um, in El Choli in Puerto Rico. I have been waiting to talk about this concert for so long. You guys do not understand. Um, and like if you know me, I'm a huge Bad Bunny fan. And when I got tickets to this residency, it's a 30-day residency. It was a 30-day residency, if you're not sure. He's actually doing another show on Saturday, but, like, he's streaming it on Amazon, like, Amazon Prime and, like, Twitch and stuff. So, like, if you didn't get to go, you kinda get to see it now on Saturday. But, yeah, when I got tickets to this residency back in January, I was so excited, and that was, like, the only thing on my mind until August 9th, which is when I saw him. But yeah, 30-day residency in Puerto Rico. This was probably, I think, one of the best concerts I have and ever, I guess, will, like, be at. That concert was genuinely so good. Cause like, my thing is I've seen him, well, 3 times now, but this one specifically in Puerto Rico, I don't know, it was just on another level. Like, the stage was insane, the 2 stages, there was 2. The 2 stages were insane. Low-key, I think he noticed me at one point when he got on the 2nd stage. Um, but the stages were insane. His band was amazing. He was amazing. The set list was so good. He did a lot of his, like, old stuff, a lot of new stuff. It was like a perfect mix. And he brought out so many guests too. He brought out Chewy, which if you don't know who Chewy is, I'll probably talk about them on another episode. But if you don't know who Chewy is, they're a band from Puerto Rico. So good. You should definitely check them out. He brought out Right Now, which I love Right Now. I've been getting more into her ever since I heard her on his album. So good. Um, and then he brought out Davey and Omar Quartz, and I was so happy about those 2, especially Omar Quartz, because I was originally supposed to see Omar Quartz on tour, but then I didn't end up going anymore, so I just refunded my ticket, and I was like, "Dang, I am not seeing Omar Quartz anymore." Just for it to end up being he's there at the residency, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." And, like, it was just amazing, like, my I could honestly go on about this residency for days, but I think I will be here all day if I do that. So, I won't do that. But overall, amazing show. Everybody needs to see this man at least once in their life. Sorry. Um, and if you have Amazon Prime or Twitch, or there was something else, but I forgot. But if you have at least one of those 2, look into watching it this Saturday. I believe it's probably 8:30 that it'll start. Um, but look into it because that show was good and everybody should see it. So, last thing before I wrap up for today, just want to share like some concerts that are upcoming if anybody is interested in going to see them. So first is Cat's Eye, which love that group so much, but their tickets are very expensive, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, if you have the money, they are doing a tour November 21st and November 22nd. The 21st, they're doing it at, I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, so I apologize, Hammerstein Ballroom. And on the 22nd, they're doing it at the theater at Madison Square Garden. So if you have the money for that, because those tickets are very expensive right now. I keep checking. But if you have the money, consider seeing them. Um, Next we have Ariana Grande, July 13th to 19th at Barclays Center. Again, if you have the money, definitely go look into that. I won the ticket war somehow for July 19th for the July 19th show. Don't know how I did it, but yeah, I'm going to that show. So very excited about that. Um, but yeah. Um, this one isn't really a concert. Well, it is, but like, eh. Anyways, the Global Citizen Festival is happening September 27th at the Great Lawn in Central Park. The Weeknd and Shakira are the headliners this year. And there's other performers like Tyla, Mariah the Scientist. I think Ira Star is gonna be there. Um, it's a cool festival. If you could win tickets for free on the Global Citizen app, like you do like sign petitions and stuff, and like you can enter it. I actually entered to try and win some VIP tickets. But yeah, like if that's what you're interested in, look into it. And then the last one also happening on the same day as Global Citizen, K-pop group P1 Harmony. Love P1 Harmony. They're gonna be at Prudential Center, which is in Jersey, but if you can travel for it, like from New York to Jersey, go do it. The tickets weren't that bad, but again, everyone is different. But yeah, so those are just some concerts coming up if any of you are interested. There's definitely more I could have named, but like we would be here all day. Um, so yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. Um, this has been Music Talk Thursdays. Um, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.